This is the Stubborn German Podcast, and you've hit the play button once again on yet another...
Kevin, another transformational episode of V8 Radio.
And the Stubborn German Podcast, coming to you from beautiful Stubborn German Brewing Company, and equally as beautiful Waterloo, Illinois, right? So I'm Kevin Ostie, joined by the proprietor of the Stubborn German Brewing Company, Mr. Chris Ron.
Hi, Kevin. You had a plan for this.
No, I don't. And our esteemed producer, Mr. Jared Chasson.
Good evening.
And as usual, our esteemed co-host, Mr. Mike Cuball Clark.
And a good evening to you boys.
Where we are amalgamating two different podcasts at the same time.
It finally came together.
Right.
Yeah, I feel weird.
Oh, I feel
because we're a little weird.
Come here, big boy.
So for loyal listeners of the V8 Radio Podcast and for loyal listeners of the Stubborn German Podcast, you're both getting half the value this time. Because
I was thinking twice the value.
And it's still free and still worth
You're
it.
probably right. Half the value.
That's great.
So as we do this, we decided to, because we've mentioned Chris and Jared and the Stubborn German on the V8 Radio Podcast.
Yes,
and we
many
certainly
times.
mentioned Mr. Cuball Clark and the V8 Podcast on the Stubborn German.
Definitely.
We thought, hey, Mr. Q is in town. Let's put it all together.
Yeah. Welcome to Waterloo, Q.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And it's a big welcome in order because his life changed this week.
Boy, howdy. For the better, for a change.
Right. Well, so if you are a long-standing listener to the Stubborn German Podcast, you know we start each and every episode with this wonderfully compelling and fulfilling competition known as the German word of the day.
Wow.
Chris, you got something.
Okay, the German word of the day. Today is Mietwagen.
Come on,
What? Come on.
Mietwagen. That's one word.
Mietwagen.
M-I-E-T wagon.
Can I go first?
Which is a W.
Well,
actually.
we do like to be polite on this
yeah,
podcast.
go for it.
How'd you know?
Okay. Mietwagen.
Did I say M-I-E-T? Because that's what it is.
Yes.
You did.
Oh, not M-E-I-T. Well, that throws it off.
It's over.
That throws it off.
I just didn't want to
Son of
give
a-
you the wrong information. So,
Okay, Mietwagen
yeah.
means lawn chair.
Oh,
Lawn chair.
wow.
okay.
I should
That's
tabulate
what
this.
I was going to say.
Lawn chair. Okay. Q lawn chair. Who's next?
That'd be Jared, I think.
I'm going to say the coroner's truck.
The coroner's.
Oh,
Coroner's truck.
man.
Nice.
It's the meat wagon.
Is really what I was going to say. That's for sure.
Okay. Jared says coroner's truck.
Or vehicle of some
truck.
sort.
Understood.
It's modern times.
Yeah.
And Mr. Ostie.
I'm going to say it is it's the party car.
The party car.
It's the party car.
Okay. Tune in to the end of the episode, or you could just listen to the whole thing, and then at the end of the episode,
Do not hit fast forward.
we will tell you the answers to this amazing German word of the day.
And if you
Meet the
listen
wagon.
regularly to the V8 Radio Podcast, you know that we start every episode with an automotive trivia question.
Yes.
Hey.
I'm excited.
Welcome, fellas.
Sometimes I get these right. No, hardly ever.
Yeah,
Me too.
no.
So in the trivia question, we throw one out to each participant here in the show, and then you have to listen to the whole show to get the answers at the end. It's riveting.
Yes.
Chris, you prepared a trivia question for us?
I have. You're going right to me, huh?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
You're on that side.
Well, I got to find it.
It's in his list of show topic
It
ideas.
is- I found it. Okay.
All right.
Which Pontiac, going Pontiac here
Nice.
for Q,
Yeah.
what Pontiac model accounted for nearly a quarter of all Pontiac sales in 1984?
Ooh, okay. 1984 is the land of the Econobox. Fuel economy was paramount. The car that accounted for a quarter of the sales for Pontiac was the Sunbird.
The Sunbird. Good. Good. Okay. Jared,
He stole my answer. I really was going to say the Sunbird.
were you?
I was.
We probably didn't make that
I was
many
trying
models,
to think
honestly.
of what that small little economy car in the 80s was, and it was the Sunbird. Let's see. It probably, there's no way it could be a Fiero. I don't even remember when the first year of the Fiero was. But that'll be my answer because I don't know. But I'm going to say Fiero.
Nicely done.
Man,
Fiero.
that's what I was going to say.
Coming out swinging.
Well, you know how this guy works. So
I do.
he had a Fiero, and he likes to work that stuff in. So, yeah, Fiero.
Gosh, dang it.
That was about the year it came out.
But a quarter of all the Pontiacs?
I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah, but
Quarter.
in '84, Pontiac overall production was maybe 750,000, maybe I guess 600,000. So,
Yeah.
could be. I don't know.
I also got to think about what's coming up soon here in town.
Yeah, so I'm going to say it's the Pontiac Firebird.
Okay.
That's a solid guess.
Yeah, because there was a few other things like the Pontiac 6000 came out
Right.
right about that time, but they didn't sell that many of them. And Firebirds were still everywhere. 84
the
would have been
6,000, the Ghoulie?
Yeah, there you go.
6,000 LE is a Ghoulie, right?
Yeah, 600LI. Yeah, and LE, the Ghoulie.
It's the Ghoulie.
Nice.
Right.
Nicely done.
But I will say that, so 84 was the second year for the third generation Firebirds. So really coming on strong, worked the bugs out of the first two.
Yes.
So I'm going to say
Yeah,
Firebird.
you had
Okay.
Knight Rider on television. That
All day
that
and all night.
Yeah.
That probably pushed some sales. Ugh, dang it. It's a
I
great
like
guess.
that. Good guesses. Okay.
All right, Mr. Jared, you got a automotive trivia question for us?
Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to prepare one.
Really?
Jared,
See, we don't go over these notes or anything. An automotive trivia question.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Chris
you,
keeps
I'll
all
think
the
about
notes.
it.
You hang tight.
I'll bring one up later.
And
Okay.
we'll
Okay.
move the needle.
Yeah,
Mr.
we'll come
Cue
back.
Ball,
Yeah.
you got one?
Oh, you know I do.
Yeah, I know you do.
All right, fellas. So the emblem displayed on the 1953 Chevrolet Corvette was going to be a checkered flag crossed with an American flag. Why did General Motors remove the American flag from the new Corvette's emblem at the last minute? All right. We'll start with you, Jared.
Oh, man.
Thank God.
At the last minute. Why did they remove it at the last minute? I'm going to say, what year?
1953.
Okay.
First year for the Corvette.
Okay.
Made 300 and so about total.
I'm going to say they didn't have the proper licensing agreement with
America.
the federal government. This was
Their
this was
country.
before open sourcing.
Petition didn't make it to everybody.
You little did you know you have to pay a licensing fee for the American flag.
There you go.
All right.
That's my guess.
Excellent guess.
All right. Love it. Mr. Chris Ron.
Oh boy, I was gonna go down that path, but I guess I can't now. Why did they take the American flag off of the Corvette in '53? I'm gonna say that what war was it? World War
1953, there was a huge world war going on.
II. I'm gonna say something to do with they. Oh no, that's a dumb answer. I was gonna say like
There's no such thing as dumb answers, Chris.
No dumber than my
Just
German word of the
dumb
day. It's
people.
like,
yeah, that's the dumbest answer ever. But okay, that's it. They were the tensions, world tensions were rising, and they thought maybe it would hurt sales overseas.
ooh.
Wow.
All right.
Some marketing analysis there. That's impressive.
That's yes. I thought so hard about it.
Yeah.
Tell us what it really is, Kevin.
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm going to guess that. So it was the cross flag, and it was the checkered flag on one side, and the other side was that red background Chevrolet bow tie flag.
Yeah, something like that.
You know, with their little thing in there. I think it's bow ties and like an impala, like a little animal, right? Is in the red
Really?
side.
I don't know.
Yeah. And
I know what it wasn't.
It wasn't an American flag. Yeah. You know what? I kind of agree with Chris that this was being billed as America's only true sports car. And what is a sports car? But most sports cars were two-seaters that were produced in England or in Italy. So that red might have been kind of a little thumb in the nose towards Italy. But you would think they would have proudly displayed the American flag on the hood of that thing if that's what
You'd
they
think.
were doing.
that's
You
that's
would
what
think.
that's why I thought it was a dumb answer. But
So I'm going to say they had the black and white checkered, then they had the red on the other side. There was a shortage on blue ink for flag emblems.
Shortage on blue ink.
But really, I agree with Chris. I think that's what it is.
All right.
you'll probably get it right. That's
I
probably
don't
what it
know. No.
He He agrees with you, but he'll get it right, and you'll get it wrong.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Yes.
All right. Okay. It's my turn, right?
Yes.
That's how it goes.
Okay, so my trivia question to Mr. Chris Ron. Where is the largest automobile factory in the world?
The largest automobile factory, so a producer of new vehicles.
Automobile production facility.
Right now, where is it at?
Right now. Where is it?
Mexico City.
Mexico. This is why I brought the paper.
Oh, got it. Good idea.
Mexico City. Excellent. Wow, big city down there in Mexico.
Right.
Jared, do you have a guess on that one?
I do. I highly doubt that it's right. I'm going to say Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
So
You can get a bourbon and you can go
Exactly.
build cars.
And bet on
right.
a racehorse and
Hell yeah, it's a good time.
build a car.
just to clarify, it's by production. By volume.
biggest
Production volume.
production, car
Okay.
factory in the world. Big means a lot of things, I guess, but there you go.
So by volume, it's going to be China.
China.
Oh, wow. Okay. We need a city.
I don't
China-
have. Okay. You
I
know
was gonna
what?
say,
You know what?
then I'm changing mine to Mexico.
I'm going to change to something I
Beijing.
pronounce.
How about that? There you go.
Beijing. B-A-Y.
All right.
J-I-N-G. Right?
Chinga.
Beijing.
There it
Over
is.
by there at the Beijing.
All right, 63rd and Eric Gaines shit over
Now,
by
I don't
there.
normally have to edit anything out of these podcasts, guys, but no, that's all
Edit my
good.
poor spelling on. All right, great answers, great answers. Jared, have you?
I was going to go modern and out of your wheelhouse. I'm not sure that that's fair to you guys.
This
so.
week has been
It's-
all about being out of our comfort zone,
Oh,
so you might as well
okay.
just throw that
For
log on the
sure.
fire.
All right. This is probably there's not enough answers for you to vary what it would be, but the Toyota Tacoma was just announced, I believe, yesterday as far as official video and reviews and whatnot. So the 2024 next gen, 4th gen Tacoma was announced.
Is that the question?
No.
Okay.
What?
Correct.
Yes. Kevin?
I think.
Which engine and transmission combination
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Who invited this
is
guy?
unavailable
Okay. All right.
on
Unavailable.
the
All right.
until next spring?
Qualifiers.
If you've been keeping up with Toyota and Tacomas, you'll know right away.
What if I have not?
What? Okay, so what
I know
engine
it's
and
not in your
trans
house,
combination will not be available till
I
next
don't
spring?
even know what
right.
they put into. Can I go first?
You
Yeah.
can.
It's
you can.
the 4.7 liter with a manual transmission.
You're right that the 4.7 is not available.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. No,
Okay, good.
that's a good answer.
Then I
okay,
win.
we'll take note of that.
But will it be available next spring?
Well, I think it will.
How about Mike? What do you got, Mike?
Can you clarify if the engine in question is an internal combustion engine or not?
Interesting.
Knew he was going there.
Look at that.
I can clarify.
But I won't.
It's maybe partly internal combustion.
Except for the external combustion.
Yeah,
Right.
all right. Well,
Dang.
just gonna have to go throw out the electric
Okay.
motor and no trans.
Okay. All right. It's a good guess. Good solid answer.
But he said transmission.
Well, maybe.
Well, I'm going to take advantage of going last after your throw out guesses
Right.
there that you tossed out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it's a hybrid with a CVT, constantly
Okay.
variable
Oh.
transmission.
Interesting.
Because
All
I don't
right.
know. And you,
Okay.
you did that right, man. You weren't talking late model. You were talking about
Right.
not even here.
Not
yet.
even
Wow.
here yet.
Very good.
Okay. We'll see.
All right. That's
All
right.
right.
You,
And
everybody
we'll
get-
find out at the end of the show.
That's right.
And with all these extra German words and trivia questions, we're probably at the end of the show right
Yeah.
now. So should we just go ahead and review?
For all intents and purposes, nobody is still listening. All right. Well, this welcome to our hybrid episode.
Wow, there it
is. The Stubborn V8 podcast here. And Chris, you guys have had a lot going on. Last week was the barbecue event
Yes, last week was barbecue. It was
As we
it was
record
fun.
this?
It was good. Yes, as we record, it was last week. We had a great turnout, as we always do. The city and surrounding areas always really come out to support the Optimist Club. It also benefits the Firm Homebrew Club. Had tons of beer, tons of barbecue. It was a good day. Had a little rain at the very end, but I think by then everyone kind of had their fill anyway. So
Nobody
it was okay.
noticed by then?
No one even noticed.
What was the turnout like for spectators?
Great. I would say maybe that threat of rain pushed the attendance down just a hair, but not much. Not much.
Like compared to last year?
Compared to last year,
Okay,
yes.
gotcha.
Last year was our best year by far.
Yeah. So still, even if it was just below that was
Just
a big
below.
event.
Yeah, it was very big.
Yeah, awesome.
Somewhere in the 500-ish plus ticket buyers. Probably more like 550.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, this was my first year.
Really?
And I very much enjoyed it. It was a great time.
And didn't you win something?
I did win something.
Aw,
It
what'd
is
you
super
win?
cool. Yeah. I won the Weber Kettle Grill.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was very nice, and I am very appreciative. I had no idea. I bought 5 raffle tickets, and or 6 for the price of 5.
Well, there you go.
It was that 6th one.
Sixth one that won it. Yeah.
And you buy those things, and you walk away, and you figure you're not going to win that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm not
it's
even
very
gonna be
cool.
present.
I very much enjoyed it. It was pre-assembled and everything. So
Wow.
So
but I did
plug and play.
What'd you
It was.
cook on it?
Well, I did make some brats and hot dogs last night, but
Were they
yeah.
Not on that.
Were they German brats?
German pronunciation? of
German
brats?
brats?
Yeah.
German. I always forget the German word for bratwurst. But I did bring a couple friends who had also never been, and they loved it. And we will be definitely coming back next year. So it was awesome.
Cool, man.
Yeah, very good.
Now I have to admit, in the teaser episode of the Stubborn German podcast, we had talked about the barbecue event quite a bit. And for our V8 listeners, this is a competition of amateur brewers and then amateur and some pro barbecue teams that occupy the same space at the same time. So you get to try all these different beers and all this different food, and it's really an amazing event, all for charity. And in the past, I was the announcer of this event. And this year, kind of, I don't want to say unbeknownst to us, but 3 different car clubs contacted us, and they say, hey, we're doing these road tours, and we want to stop at your shop as part of our day. So in the morning was the Looking Glass Corvette Club, and then in the afternoon was a couple other clubs that came through. We had a lot of people that came through the shop, but I'm like, I'm supposed to be at the barbecue.
Come on, guys.
So it was kind of challenging, and it was like the night before I had told Quinn Rodenberg, who was our previous guest on the Stubborn Cast, and he's one of the guys with Chris that runs this barbecue event. And I'm like, dude, I'm trying everything I can, but I can't be there. And he would graciously, he was very understanding. So hopefully you found somebody far more qualified than me to.
No, actually, we had no announcer.
Oh my gosh!
See that?
I'm strangely flattered.
Can't do it without you.
I thought you might like that.
So everybody had a much better time this year.
Now I gotta
Record
say,
turnout.
Jared, you could have jumped in.
I
man.
could have jumped in.
Yeah.
I gotta say, and I'm not just saying this because 2 senior members of the Optimist Club are here with us tonight.
Senior?
Well, veteran.
Okay, go ahead.
Long tenured. I don't
Just
know.
not an
Thank
age.
you. All
yeah.
right, all right.
The barbecue made by the Optimist Club was excellent.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, if I had to vote for it, I would have voted for the Optimist Club.
These guys
it
can
was
cook,
that
for
good.
sure. Yeah.
Like, definitely
Once-
tell
yeah.
them that it was much appreciated.
Well, the Waterloo, Illinois Optimist Club is a fundraising organization made up of people that do youth fundraising events and also really know how to drink and cook stuff. I mean, for real.
We got
eat
that
well
part
and
down.
we drink well.
Always.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you were able to experience
It was
that.
very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, cool. So, Jared, you've been performing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Quite a bit.
Actually, that same day.
Man.
That morning, we...
Yeah, his voice was really hoarse when he came up to me.
It was.
He's like, hey, Chris, how's it going?
He's not far off. We performed that morning at the farmer's market. We were there bright and early, about 7 a.m., setting up. and we were ready to go about
That's
8 or
right.
8:30.
So how did that go? How did the first song go? Like,
This was your first farmers market appearance?
This was my first appearance, at the
playing,
farmers market.
yeah.
Yes, playing.
did you just feel like you were all out of sorts, or were you just
A
ready to
little
go?
bit.
Really?
I mean, we're pretty professional, Chris. So
I know.
we,
Well, I know. That's what I was thinking. Like, what is a real pro?
Yes.
How does?
I was a little worried going into it that I wouldn't have. You get that Barry White voice in the morning, and I didn't know how that was going to go. But it wasn't too bad early on, and it was actually really nice early. It was cloudy and windy, so there was no humidity, and it just was like, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
Then the sun came out, and the wind died down, and man, I was sweating all over my guitar. My arm was sliding off the guitar.
Wasn't that the name of
geez.
your second album?
Yes, sweating on my guitar.
Playing in the Sun.
My guitar
the big
gently
hit on that one.
And I did feel bad for the people that were there
Listening.
to watch us. They were just standing on the blacktop in the sun with no shade cover.
Wow.
And,
Yeah.
but they,
Brother.
it was brutal, and they bared the heat. So it
You
was
had
cool.
some diehard fans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do have
Did
some.
throw
that,
a bunch of quarters in your guitar
Yes,
case?
we actually did pretty well with tips.
Oh, why not?
Yes,
That's
it was
awesome.
fun, and several of the vendors seemed to enjoy it and came up to us and thanked us for playing. So
Yeah. Awesome.
we always like being there.
Did you do the Tenacious D cover without me, or?
Oh yeah, we saved that one for next time
Oh,
when you're
okay.
here.
How about the
Good,
Whitney
good.
Houston?
We did do the Whitney.
There you
songs.
go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
see?
You see Whitney Houston?
Whitney is always a big hit.
Yeah,
Yes,
he brought Whitney
it.
back.
Yes.
Nice.
And I would say from the dead, but that's not exactly true.
Well, I'm
Jared sings
sorry
Whitney.
I missed it.
Jared sings Whitney better than Whitney sings
Oh,
Whitney.
I don't know about that. I mean, people tend to leave the bar when we start singing Whitney Houston.
Do you
but,
sing like I Am Every Woman?
how did you know?
Not as good as you do, Q.
Well, very few people do.
I will tell you this, that the Whitney Houston play count on Spotify just takes a rapid spike northward whenever Jared and Far
Well,
Ralph
people want to
perform.
hear it done well and not by me. So then they want to hear Spotify's plays just go way up.
But no, that's no lie. I mean, Kelly and I were driving to work, and we are talking about your last performance, and I'm like, did you hear he did Whitney Houston? And Kelly's like, no, yeah, right on. And then she immediately pulled up Whitney Houston. And we enjoyed Whitney throughout the morning.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. My work here is done. Now I just need to get those royalty checks from Whitney. And
That's right.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we will
State.
work on that.
Does she give you those, or do you give her those?
yeah, it should be the other way around.
Because he is every woman.
Yes.
So this week in V8 land was kind of earth-shattering because our esteemed co-host, Mr. Mike Huball Clark, became legit in our world and joined the ranks of our company
Yes.
for reals.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Monday
Best
morning.
first week ever.
Yeah,
very
so
cool.
He's
It was
been here
incredible.
like 3 times. That was the best
he's
week
been
ever.
here.
Yes.
He's been here to the Southern German 3 times this
What
week.
an amazing week.
Just drinking away.
Yeah. Well, so you've been part of our family for 7.5 years
Yeah,
or so.
at least, yeah.
150 podcasts. Who
Yeah.
knows how many other events and whatnot.
Yeah.
And the stars finally aligned, which means my wife made it happen. And next
Yes.
thing you know,
I wasn't asked if I wanted to work for them. I was told,
yes.
You will
that
now
I
work
will
for
be
us.
working for them.
right? Which
Tell
was
me when you're going to put your notice in. You know what? Let me tell you when you're going to put your notice in.
What capacity? How will you be working for the shop?
Well, I'll be wearing a couple of different hats at the shop. Primarily, I'll be helping their parts manager, Brian, with parts ordering and parts procuring in that process. I'll be working with Lisa, their marketing assistant, on different ideas and how to keep pushing the social stuff and keep
Nice.
promoting the shop, and working with our vendors at SEMA and PRI. With the advent of the machine shop opening up soon, I'll be part of that with helping get parts ordered for the machining processes and things like that. So and whatever else I'm told to do, I'll be sure to do it.
Will you be working remotely?
Yes.
Okay, that was the big question that
Yeah.
everybody wondered.
Yeah.
Well,
So
always.
despite us being next to each other physically
Currently,
right now.
yes.
Normally, we're about 300 miles apart.
Oh,
You would never
we
know.
expect you in here 3 times a week from now on?
Not
once a month, 3 times
once
a
a month, 3 times a week,
Oh, okay.
exactly. So, I'll
They
be
do
working
DoorDash,
remotely,
so
which
it's
is
fine.
great.
Yeah,
that's
we'll just
fine.
run it up there.
So, and you will remain the esteemed co-host of the VA Radio
Yes,
Podcast.
absolutely. Only this time, I'm getting paid to do it now.
There you
Nice.
go.
Boom.
I have to
Don't
imagine.
get any ideas,
you are?
Jared.
Yeah, I know. What the heck? Wait, paid to host.
Jared's payment is in the glass in front
I
of him
know.
right now.
I get
Right there
paid
on the
plenty.
table.
Yes. I have to think you will be coming down to the office, so to speak, more frequently, maybe.
Correct. So, at a minimum, they have a monthly team meeting.
Oh wow!
So I'll be
okay.
coming down at least for that.
Great.
And if necessity,
Yeah.
I can come down even
More often.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this past week has been pretty intense because his last day at his previous employer was Friday,
Yeah.
and then he came
okay.
to town on Sunday, and Monday was the first day on the new gig. At which point he found out like the previous company is like collapsing.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
I mean, people are quitting. People got fired.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Vendors we used, key vendors, their people were fired. It's mayhem.
Wow.
Yeah.
How fun.
I couldn't be more happy.
He stepped off at the right time.
Wow. That's
you're
awesome.
you're looking over here from afar waving. Going,
I told Kevin earlier tonight, it feels like I haven't worked there in a year. And it's
Yeah.
only been a week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
you should share with us some of the highlights of this week. It's been a week.
Yeah. What have you
It
been
has
doing?
been a week. So, Monday started the day. I worked with their parts manager, Brian, working on processes and procedures. And Tuesday and Wednesday,
Yeah, there was more on Monday.
I'm losing my mind already.
Yeah. You don't remember?
It has been a week, fellas.
Yeah, you got to wreck.
Yeah. So I got to be on a couple of episodes of the This Week in Classic Cars on
Oh,
KTRS.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, that was pretty special. That was pretty cool.
We recorded 2 episodes of the AM radio show on the Big 550.
Very cool.
Down at Westport.
Yep.
And I knew Mike was going to be in town, and I told those guys, I'm like, the topic is how to get a job in the automotive industry. And we brought a legit industry guy on
Yep.
day 1.
Nice.
Literal day
This
one.
is your first day, so
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And it was fun.
Yeah, it was great.
That's a good
It
idea.
was really great. Yeah, so we did that. Then Tuesday and Wednesday, we went to the Discover
Discover leadership.
training.
Yeah.
So Kevin and Kelly went to this 4-day leadership training in Houston.
Yeah.
And we
And
talked
it-
about that on the
Yes.
Stubborn Cast and on the
And it-
Data Cast.
both of them, yeah.
Yeah, it changed them dramatically for the better. Not that you weren't cool before.
Any
I
change
wasn't
would
going
have
to
been
say
for the better.
anything,
right?
but yeah.
I didn't think you could get any cooler.
So, right. So they brought the president of Discover Leadership and another instructor out to Redbud,
Nice.
where the whole crew got to
Wow.
enjoy a 2-day seminar.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
team.
the whole team.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
So were they all like, well, keep going. I have many questions.
We have lots of questions.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yes.
keep rolling.
The purpose of it is to show you how to be a more positive person, how to help you stay out of your comfort zone, so for personal growth and professional growth.
Like Jared with car questions.
Like Jared with car
basically.
questions,
Yes.
absolutely.
That he proved he was thoroughly in his comfort zone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's really about positivity and how to stay positive and how to uplift others. And it was an amazing 2-day training, and it really helped me a lot. And I know it helped many people on the crew as well. It was fantastic. And then
Cool.
Thursday,
Did you take it personally that during your first day on the job they felt the need to bring in a life-changing
Life coach.
coach?
To improve you.
to improve me?
Yeah.
Well,
You're
there are
really good.
There
You're
are
purely
standards that have to be met.
He was really putting that together now.
Oh, thanks, Jared.
Especially because Kelly kept rescheduling the coaching until you're officially
Till I was
on
down
board.
here. Right.
It's not what I was implying at all.
No, we know.
Okay. All right.
That's really funny.
It was. Well, I mean, that was my first thought when I went to the 4-day thing. It's like, they're asking people, so what do you think, about being here? And I was legitimately like, I need to know what my wife thinks is so wrong with me that I got sent here.
Kevin, you need to go now.
Well, I didn't have a choice. It was, you're out. I had a choice, but it was, as we talked about, it was really impactful, and we learned a bunch of stuff. So it was great to be able to share that with the team. And one of the biggest outcomes was that we now know more about each other's personality types, which means we now know some tools to communicate with each other more effectively.
Ah.
Which removes a bunch of stumbling blocks and just makes the process, so much better.
So do they do these for teams, like for businesses like this a lot, or
I don't know. Often, I guess, throughout the year.
But they know how to deal with that and try to make everyone get the most as far as working together.
I tell you what, every single person participated.
Yeah.
And in the 2-day session, every single person was called upon. They had to contribute. They were held accountable for it.
Wow.
But what's so nice is that, especially in our shop, we've been working real hard to build the culture and set up our core values so that the right people are there.
Sure.
And it's an environment to where you are the rules are set so that you can share and contribute without any fear of somebody making fun of you or ridiculing you. It's a I hate the term safe zone, but it's a neutral zone, right?
Yeah.
And people really went all in early on.
Good.
That's cool.
It was very cool.
Everybody was so supportive.
I was going to ask, do you
cried like
oh my God, I was a blubbering baby.
Oh man,
Wow. My guts were all over the table. I just lost it
You're
all.
like, you people don't even know me.
Oh, dude. But then we all were.
Yeah.
Seeing that.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, do you feel like your employees got something out of it? Did they tell you that they did and appreciated it?
So what I noticed right away, it was a 2-day thing, and on day 2 and then day 3, which was back in the workplace, there are people that are kind of dragging. They're kind of like slow, and everybody looks kind of tired,
Mm-hmm. So this was kind of my question: is everyone like just mentally worn out? But go ahead.
Yes, and the physical follows the mental. So
Gotcha.
people are thinking in a way they've never thought before, and being introspective and thinking about their family life and all this stuff to the point where they're just wiped out from head to toe.
Wow.
And they're dragging. And I knew this was going to happen. This happened to me before. So that's a great sign because that means they got it.
Something's happening.
Yeah. They embraced it.
Yeah. And then we checked in on everybody to see is everything going okay over here? Because there was a lot. It was pretty heady stuff. And we had some awesome feedback by some of the people on our team that were like, last night I went home and I had the best night I've had with my family ever.
Wow.
Because instead of arguing about what's for dinner and telling the kids to go, clean the room and all that stuff.
Yes.
We just we went fishing, and then just threw everything aside and went fishing and had a great night. So it was really cool. So this is fantastic.
We got a wedding in front of us now.
Just for you. Yeah.
Just for me.
Yeah. So who's getting married here?
Probably
What's
the bride.
up? My name is Tasha Schilling.
Tasha,
Hi,
My
Tasha.
husband is Brian Schilling.
congratulations.
Congratulations.
Where's he
Congrats.
at?
We're actually celebrating 20 years of marriage.
20 years.
right on.
Congratulations. Hey,
That's
fantastic.
awesome.
Contract tonight, a little more.
And you chose to do that. Chose to do it here at the Stubborn.
Here
very
he
cool.
is, ladies and gentlemen, the man of the hour.
There's the man of the hour.
Congrats.
Congratulations,
Make
Brian.
my life possible, fulfilled.
That's impressive. So you got a PA system attached to you or something? How does this work?
I come with my own mics, man. What
Where's the speaker?
Can you just plug that in here?
Yeah, right. I mean, we can hear it.
we do? I don't know. Can we?
No.
We can hear
maybe.
it.
Oh, we can hear it.
So thank you for coming to the Stubborn German tonight.
All right. Well, happy 20, and here's another 20 and more.
20 years, baby. Yes.
Right on.
Right on.
Right on. Well, you don't get that every day on this show.
Right?
so-
No.
It's always something new.
Are they going to the bathroom? Or are they going? Oh, no.
I think that's the Congo line.
I was
I'm
just
not
saying, you ever
really
have
sure.
one of those here?
No.
You need to bring the goat out just for things like this.
Yeah. The goat needs to make an appearance.
To go with the trailer pulling the keg. Yeah. So kind of as I was saying, the team had all kinds of different type of reactions and responses. Everybody takes this stuff differently because they ask you to kind of think about stuff. And today was the second day back, and now people are starting to kind of unwind a little bit, and we're talking about stuff, but it was a really great shared experience with everybody, and it really strengthened the team, and it was
Nice.
cool.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. A lot of fun. So that was day 2 and 3, and then your week continued. That was just Tuesday, Wednesday.
You're right. So Thursday, Friday, I dug deep into all the procedures and everything I need to do and learn. And holy cats, man. There's a lot going on in that shop.
Yeah?
Just from an administrative standpoint.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep straight all the parts that need to be ordered for what car, when they need to get here.
It's gotta be
keeping track
insane.
of back orders. Oh, it's ridiculous.
Because how many different vehicles do you have like in your possession at any one given time?
There's 23, 24 in the shop.
In the shop.
At
And
That's
any
just
given
in the
time.
shop. But you're also ordering parts for cars that aren't even in yet, though.
Right.
Or
Yeah, there's another 12 or so that are out.
Wow.
You're researching parts because people have questions like, hey, what's it going to cost to put a TKX 6-speed in my 1977 Trans Am?
and then you're like, can we even do that?
Yeah, we absolutely can do it. But there's just so you don't think about all the minutia and how granular it gets.
Sure.
When you're trying to do something like that, and I learned that today. So I went through. Some guy was asking about an EFI swap and a TKX swap on his 80 Trans Am, and I had to look through 53 line items of parts
so
that I
was
generated.
Holy cow.
Adding
Yeah.
electronic fuel injection to the car and a
Yeah.
5-speed manual transmission.
Yeah.
That's it. 53 line items of parts
For 2
that are
items, yeah,
required.
yeah.
Wow.
That you got to round up. And
That I find, and we
Yeah,
have vendors that we use, and it's all available. It's just a matter of finding the right part number for the right application.
well, you're
and
probably scared to death to like just if you forget the bolt kit for whatever or something just silly, like
Right.
now it's stuck.
but that's what you got to think about too.
Yeah.
It's like, and if it's going from an automatic car to a 5-speed manual, the center console is different.
You got to throw a clutch pedal
You
in.
got to throw a clutch kit, a pedal
Yeah,
kit
yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of different fasteners you got to throw in there.
So you
it's
got
crazy.
thrown
Crazy
right
stuff.
into that fire.
Oh, for sure.
But then you also got a chance to be in the paint booth as Jeff was painting a
Nice.
69 Corvette.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Did
so
he paint you too, or what?
Yeah,
no, I'm not
Yeah,
blue.
is that what that is?
I don't look like a Smurf. But the 69 Corvette Roadster was painted the most beautiful
Was
shade
that
of blue.
that I saw on one of your Facebook pages?
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
wow,
that was
yeah.
Yes,
gorgeous.
that
was.
car.
That was
the body
such a
got
cool-
painted today.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
that was sick.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
Yeah.
color. Yeah, so Jeff, our painter, was getting ready to spray the actual car, and Mike's like, I want to be in there. And he's like, well, get in. You're in.
Yeah, go on.
The design of our paint booth is such that if you kind of cling to the inner corner, the downdraft system moves all the paint fumes out of the way.
You
and
can't
you
even smell the paint.
you're out of harm's way.
When you're in the corner, you can't even smell it.
Yeah,
So you're just in there hanging out?
Yeah,
and
man.
That's crazy.
yeah, it's kind of neat.
I want to
was-
go and stand in there while it's
Come on
cars
out,
are being
yeah.
painted. Okay.
Yeah, so that got sprayed in the blue, and then the clear coat tonight, and so that's all happening. And then
And that's on a Corvette, you said?
yeah, 69 Corvette Roadster.
Sweet.
And then tomorrow, there's the picture of the car.
Oh, dude, that's killer.
Right.
Boy, if you could see this at home,
Yeah,
boy, it's really-
boy.
Guys at home, you should see this. It's
It
Wow.
is incredible.
never seen
It's the
anything like
coolest
that.
thing you've ever seen in your life.
By far.
Oh my God, you suck for not being here.
So tomorrow, actually probably right about now, tonight, as we record this, we have a customer of ours that is flying in from Maryland, and we're finishing up a 77 Trans Am for him that he was 4 years old when his dad bought this car new.
Oh, wow.
No.
And
way.
as a 4-year-old, he picked out the color, and it's a very special car, and it's taken us a couple of years to do the whole restoration on it. So he flew
Wow.
into town to try it on tomorrow morning, and then we're going to take it to the local Firebird Fest event tomorrow
Nice.
afternoon.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And show that crowd and everything. And
I had heard something
Yeah.
about this.
The thing that's
awesome.
kinda-
So it's an unveiling, kind of?
it's kind of, yeah. He gets to, like I said, try it on in private,
Sure.
and drive it. We planned a route for him to go take it for a cruise, and then later that day
Yeah.
we'll get to bring it to the town square of Waterloo where the Firebird Fest is going on, which is like 300 Pontiac Firebirds from
Now
all
it's
over the
301.
country. 301 from all
Yeah,
over the
right.
country on display and hanging out. And we're going to unveil it again and not try to fake the experience, but now we're kind of unveiling it to the public for the first time.
Sure.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
The thing that's cool about this car is that, with every second-gen Trans Am you see, that's a real Trans Am, and it has the big hood bird
Yeah.
on there. This one was ordered with the hood bird delete.
There's no bird.
So there's
really?
no hood bird on there.
So
yeah.
it still has not. So you
Yeah,
didn't-
but it's real Trans Am, and it has the shaker hood,
Yeah.
but just no bird decal on
So
there.
it's
that's probably going to be the only one without a
Probably.
bird, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's very pretty rare. It's sterling silver, and the interior is called Firethorn red.
Oh,
so it's
wow,
a
nice.
great color
Okay.
combo.
Beautiful.
We redid the whole thing. So.
Yeah.
that
So
sounds
this is,
awesome.
and then first thing Sunday morning, 5 a.m., I fly to Phoenix and go interview a guy for the SEMA Hall of Fame and fly back that night.
Wow.
And then I'm off to Boston and then Charlotte next week to do more of that stuff. And so it's been pretty intense.
Good thing
Yeah.
we got you in here to do
Right?
this.
Well, that's what I
Yeah,
was really
right.
pushing for. But one thing we skipped over is that after we did our Discover Leadership training, we brought the instructors here
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
to the Stubborn.
Yes. I
And-
got to meet him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mike
you did,
Jones
yeah.
and Debbie Wagner and
people.
Mike. Yeah, so from Houston, and Mike travels all over the world doing his stuff, and he was so impressed with your beer. It was crazy.
Really?
Oh, he loved it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Loved
Thanks.
it.
That's cool.
It was very cool, and then. And then, of course, one of the perks of coming here to the Stubborn German is if Chris or some of the other bartenders are here, you have other enthusiasts for bourbon
Yes.
and alcohols that come here, and sometimes they bring stuff, right? So a guy brought a bottle of 12-year-old
German schnapps.
German
that
brandy.
was,
Schnapps, yeah. The brandy.
Yeah, brandy, yes. Yeah, schnapps. Stop it.
So
That was
Chris-
Jeff Robson, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff, because
Yes.
Chris comes walking around the corner with these 3 little brandy
I'm like,
sniffers.
you guys would appreciate
Nice.
this.
gotta drink this right now.
I can't be selfish here.
Yeah, we all got a little sample of that.
Yeah, that
and,
was fun to try.
That was delicious.
Well,
Yeah.
and so Mr. Jones from the training really got a chance to appreciate kind of the small town, feel of
Yeah.
the hospitality of places like this. And,
Sure.
And it was cool. So.
Yeah, and we had Chris Hopper was here for the homebrew club, and he was at the bar, and he
That's
just
funny.
kind of turns around and goes, "Is that the voice of the Stubborn German podcast?" I said, "Also the
I'm like,
VA
yeah,
radio
Chris works here,
yeah. Oh, he knew me.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that was
so-
pretty cool. Yeah,
yeah.
he came over and he was like, oh, yeah,
He,
right on.
he found Kevin by his voice, so
Yes. Well, some people do that. It's better than finding me by my face.
how often does that happen though? That someone hears your voice and goes, "I think I know you."
It depends on what context I'm in.
Sure,
if I'm at
yeah.
like a car event, it
Yeah.
happens pretty often.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And years ago when I worked in actual radio, I would be at like the grocery store or something, and you're standing in line, and I'm like, yeah, can you hand me a pack of Big Red over there? And then all of a sudden the guy turns around, I know you from somewhere. Then you had to do like the station identification. 96.7 WIHN, playing the greatest rock and roll of all time. That's you, man.
So they
I knew
believe
it. Oh, yeah, then it would click, That's
great.
Yeah, it was
That's
fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
I've never had that happen to me.
Well, you could start,
Well, we have like 7 followers on our podcast, so and I was going to say too, that's so nice
If
of
you go
you
to
have
Latvia, you'd be so
Slovenia
popular.
over-
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
right,
Slovenia.
right. But no, I was going to say it's really nice of you to include the Stubborn German podcast into yours, because now our podcast has so many new people that get to hear us for the first time.
Yes.
And meanwhile, you guys get like 6 or 7 new listeners
Yes.
that are exposed to you. So thank you.
No, we did this to soak your audience.
Oh, okay. Well, you got them. Hey guys, go ahead.
One of us got cheated on this deal.
Well, so you could say hello to our friends in Australia, and we do have a lot of friends in Germany and Northern Europe that listen to this podcast.
That's so cool.
In addition to all over the United States, it's not a lot of people, but they're quality people.
That's all that matters.
The right ones.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's cool. So tonight it's the start of the weekend here at the Stubborn. You got a nice crowd here.
Yeah.
I understand there's some rumblings about another special episode of Stubborn German coming up,
Yes.
involving all the wives.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know a whole lot about it other than it was supposed to be, I think,
Except you know you're
tonight
married.
or
Yeah, we did bump them.
Yeah. Well, cue ball came into town. And we said,
Yeah.
we only
Sorry,
have time
ladies.
for one.
I thought it was because of your kid's
It
baseball
was the
game.
Yeah,
baseball
that's what
schedule
it
that
was.
really did
I'll
it,
take
yeah.
the heat, though. That's fine.
Yeah, we're blaming
That's
you.
all good. That's fine. Not saying it's your fault, cue ball, but we're blaming you.
We are actively trying to reschedule that episode. Yes, it's going to be the Wives episode. And there was a rumor, I believe one of your bartenders was going to be on as well.
Yes. Well,
So-
on that one, or
That's what I thought.
oh, that would be cool. I didn't know.
thought
Okay.
so.
Well,
Did
good.
you marry her too, or
Which one?
She's not a wife.
not any of us?
Not all
that we know of,
Not
yes.
that I know of.
But I'm kind of looking forward to that. I think,
it'll
we
be
were
fun.
We were all going to be hands off. We were just going to turn it over to them and
Go sit at the bar.
do with it what you will. Yes,
Listen
So,
to them have fun.
I think it'll be neat.
Well, it'd be hilarious. I mean, and Kelly
got
Kelly
plenty
would
to talk about.
start the show like
Yes.
Kevin does. Tammy
Yes.
will give the German word of the day.
There you go. Yeah.
I would listen to that episode
Definitely.
all day. All day. I would love
I think
it.
it's going to happen. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, and your wife will certainly get some photos taken.
Yes, definitely. And I know they're all busy, so scheduling that will be
It's
interesting.
been tricky, but
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're looking
We'll just
forward
have to
to
make
that.
it happen for him.
Yeah.
So, shifting gears back to the stubborn side of things. The other night when we were visiting, you actually poured us a little sample of some
yeah.
beer off the barrel here. That was
yeah, right out of the cow.
Out of the bright tank.
I love it.
Well, yeah. So Kevin says, "Why don't you explain the story of Old Ledger Lager, the one with the old book from 1899, blah blah blah." So I tell the whole story, and I'm like, "Yeah, let me go get you a sample." And I'm like, "Oh man, we're out of that one." But it's in the bright tank. Let me go get you some. If you want some
a little test
some
sample.
flat, warm Old Ledger Lager, we got it.
I was going to say, was it ready? No?
It was
Okay.
close to ready.
But flat and
Yeah.
warm is, seems fairly authentic for what it was at some
Sure.
point.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flavors are there.
One of my
Artists-
favorites.
You got to
yeah.
pretend it's cold and carbonated.
Besides that, it was great.
Yes.
Yeah. Our guests really enjoyed it. Yeah, so that's good.
Good.
Anything else coming up to be on the tap soon?
Oh gosh. Well, let me look at the tank spec. Yes, we brewed Tidy Whitey today,
Oh, yeah.
actually. So yeah, if you smell a little hint of
Shorts?
coriander
Underwear?
or underwear, Tidy Whitey is our Belgian wit beer, and I'm not great at naming beers, so usually it's the first thing that pops in my head, and that one was for wit was white Tidy Whitey.
Tidy Whitey.
Tidy
Tidy
Whitey.
Whitey. Yeah.
Now people bruise up here and your tidy fighties. That's awesome.
Yeah, the best part about that beer is the logo, by the way.
It is a great
it's
logo.
a pair of Tidy Whities
Oh, yeah,
with
it is.
two like Hefeweizen glasses going through the legs of the.
Okay, more theater of the mind, people.
Yeah, that's pretty. You gotta see it.
Yeah, right. You got to come here.
You gotta be here to see it.
So for our V8 radio listeners who haven't put this together yet, the Stubborn German Brewing Company is a brewery here in the small town of Waterloo, Illinois. Primarily authentic German beer is kind of the goal, plus other crowd favorites. And also
And underwear beer.
beer in your underwear. Yeah, right. Like my dad one day, I came home and he made a cake. My dad made a cake, and it was really unusual for my dad to bake a
Yeah.
cake. And I said, when would you make this? He goes, this morning I whipped this up in my shorts.
You promptly stopped eating the cake.
Well, that's, kind of how he was sometimes.
That's great.
Yeah, it was funny. So lots of different beers here, but also a very large bourbon selection. And,
Yeah, we have some bourbon.
It's always fun to come here, and if you're a beer person, there's all kinds of great stuff. And one of the great lines that I remember hearing is, this is not a place to come for mass-produced, cans and bottles of things you can get at your grocery store. It's all craft done, right here. And being German themed, that's the deal. But somebody came in and said, "Don't you guys have any domestic beer?" And then Chris points to the tanks. He's like, "It's brewed right there."
Yeah, that's as domestic
It's
as
about
it gets.
as domestic as you could
It's all
possibly be.
domestic.
I did
Yeah.
have somebody ask me today. I don't even remember what we were talking about, but bourbon came up.
Yeah.
and I mentioned, I don't know if it was one of your barrel picks or whatever, but getting a bottle of bourbon or whatever here at the bar, and they were like, "Why are you buying bourbon at your local brewery.
brewery.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, they were totally confused.
Yeah, so
I had to explain,
Chris is
like,
confused too
Because it's all good.
Chris has an obsession, and it has rolled over to the rest of
Yeah.
us. So, yeah.
Well, when beer became work, I needed a new hobby
Right.
because beer was the hobby, so
Yes.
now bourbon is the hobby. But now I'm making that work too.
Yeah, see what you
Yeah,
do.
guess I'll move into Scotch or something. I don't know.
Well, I would like to throw
I'll
a
pick
quick,
up smoking or something.
Cigar shop in the back.
I want to throw a quick shout out to a gentleman named Yardley, who's one of our long-term listeners. He's our official statistician for the V8 Radio
nice.
podcast. He keeps tabs on all of the trivia questions, who wins and who loses.
How's this going to go for him? It's probably throwing a wrench into everything.
Well, you know what the funny wrench is? He lives in Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
right? He's been here.
Has he really?
Yes.
No
yeah.
way.
He came to visit
How
a couple
dare you
years
not
ago.
remember? How dare you, sir?
With his son. He came to visit a few years ago to my shop. And I've known him since the '90s, and he's like, well, "What do you do around here?" And I'm like, "You got to go to the Stubborn German." So he came here and really enjoyed himself. So
That's awesome.
the worlds collided a long time ago.
Yep.
That's so cool. Yeah, I guess they did.
Who knew that Waterloo, Illinois was the center of the universe?
Yeah,
I guess it is.
So right now it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm here.
That's wild.
So when's the next gig? Jared
man.
is in a band called Far Out that
Far
plays a lot of
Out.
Whitney Houston, and it's you.
We
and,
do. It's mostly Whitney Houston songs.
We're primarily a
They're
Whitney
pretty
cover
much
band.
a Whitney Houston
Yeah.
cover
Yeah.
band. But
Right. We actually don't have anything on the books. We've talked about playing
Nothing.
Willie's coming up soon, but that's not actually scheduled yet. And we may have some kind of surprise is probably the wrong word, but something different coming up that I don't really want to get too far into now, but something to look forward to.
Give us
So,
a
yeah.
hint. Give us a hint.
Give me a hint.
Come on, Jared.
There was
Jared.
two of us,
Jared,
and
come
there
on.
may be three.
boy. Are you playing drums or
Is
the
it-
accordion, Chris?
It's not Chris. As much as I would love for it to be Chris, it's not Chris.
It's not
Oh,
me.
you know what?
It's not
That
me.
is that's an interesting point, and it's not that either. But at our last show here, we had former guest, friend of the show, friend of the bar, Andrew Glessner sat in on the cajon, which was super cool.
And if you don't know what a cajon is,
He
just
banged
a-
his cojones.
it's a big box.
it's a box
No, it's
that
not.
can be a drum.
It is a
No, it's not.
percussive instrument.
Percussive.
Yes, and it was cool. And I didn't realize until he started doing it, like, oh man, that's what we're missing. We need some percussion in here.
This band needs cojones.
Yes,
Whitney.
we need some
Found a
cojones.
drummer.
Yes, that would be cool. But I told him anytime he wants to, if he's got the cajon in the truck, bring it in, and he can sit
Bust
in
out the cajon.
whenever he wants.
Yes.
So open invitation, and that goes for you too, Chris.
Oh, I'll bring
you
my
bring a
cojones
big box, and you can play.
I
it.
talked to Andrew about that. He
Yeah.
really enjoyed that.
I hope he did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he had a lot of fun.
seemed to. Yes.
Yeah.
He only played a couple songs, and then
I think that was his first gig
Yeah.
with that. I mean,
First
he
pro,
has
yeah.
pro cajon gig.
yeah.
pro.
And what you might not know,
He was paid well.
he built that cajon.
Yeah, I was going to say
himself.
that's
Yeah,
a homebrew.
yes.
Yeah.
He made
homebrew,
that.
which is very fitting.
Yes.
You know, the homebrew.
Yes,
you know,
right.
cajon
It is
beer, whatever you got.
a craft-built cajon, you might
That's it.
say.
A craft cajon.
Yes. So it was cool. And Andrew, if you're listening, anytime you can sit in with us. So
It
See?
sounded good.
it was fun.
I told you they liked you, Andrew.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's cool.
It was fun.
All right, so no, can't leak much outside of the third Beatle.
And
will
I
be
try
there.
I try not to hit Tammy up too much for the gigs here.
Well, I was
so,
going to
yeah.
say, if you got nothing on the books,
Yeah.
go ahead.
We try to wait
Let's do it.
at least a few months.
Well,
but,
speaking of Tammy, so Tammy, Chris and his wife Tammy are the owners and people behind this operation here, the Stubborn German, and she runs most of the social media presence. And today had an awesome.
all.
Yeah, well, Tammy runs all the social
Yes.
media
Yes.
and just about everything else.
100%. Yes, exactly.
But she had a great post today, and it was a picture of a plastic cup full of beer, and Chris and Tammy were at a ball game for their son, right? And she said, I love to play this game where I just get this random beer and give it to Chris, and he has to name that beer and figure it out by the taste, right?
Yeah, she just hands it to me and goes, look, I found beer.
Here, drink it. What is it?
She was almost more excited than I was. I was like, wow, I get a beer and you're more excited.
Now, did she imply that you got the brand right?
Yeah, so, well, My first guess was something from Four Hands.
Okay.
It was an IPA. I said it's an IPA. That was my first, question.
And you said this to
yes.
yourself.
You mean IPA?
IPA. Yeah, right. Yes.
I said,
Sir.
Jamie, is this an IPA?
Sure.
She said,
Please
yes,
be
it's
correct.
an IPA.
But
Then
you could tell that
Yeah.
by the taste anyway, right?
Yeah, of course. Well, then I thought it might be something from Four Hands. She said no, and then I did ask. I said, well, is it a St. Louis brewery or is it national? She said not St. Louis. Okay,
Hey,
all right.
all right.
Well, so then I'm starting
Not
to
St.
think,
Louis, but not national.
and I went to. I mean, I love IPAs, but I can't just drink an IPA and guess the brewery. But my first brewery when I knew all that was Sierra Nevada.
Yeah.
And then she said it was. I was like, oh,
Okay.
Wow.
look at that.
How good
That's
am I?
pretty good.
That is pretty good.
There you go.
See?
But
Well,
then I
I-
said, is it just Sierra Nevada IPA? Like, I don't know Sierra Nevada's... Is it Torpedo? I used to drink Torpedo back in the day. It
I used to
didn't taste
get
like
torpedoed back in the day.
Yeah, right.
that. Yeah, that beer will do. It's like 9% alcohol. But, yeah, it was hazy little
Sunk
thing.
my Bismarck.
Hazy little thing. Okay.
Hazy
Yeah.
little thing, right?
Nice.
Yeah. So that was a really fun game.
That's a fun game to
any
play.
game when your wife hands you a beer and
Yes.
she gets more enjoyment out of it than you do, like,
That's a win. Total
you're
wins.
winning.
Yeah, that's definitely a win.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
I mean,
fun.
and we've done that before. Like on the just the tasting side of a bourbon or something that not to try to guess who makes it or what it is, but to extract the flavor profile
Sure.
and all the rest.
Yeah,
But-
what flavors do you taste? Yeah, yeah.
so you have a bottle pick right now, right?
We do, yeah. A barrel pick, yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, a barrel pick of bottles you can buy.
Yes. Yeah.
And which one is this now?
This one is called Off Hours.
Yes, and so Joe in our V8 Speed and Resto shop, he's our sales and customer relation guy.
Yeah.
He sent me here the other night with some cash to get him a bottle because he read the flavor profile description and
Yeah.
he said what the first line was Twizzlers.
Twizzlers, yeah.
We're gonna
Yeah.
need some of that.
Oh, yeah.
because he's always got a bag of red Twizzlers in
It's
his
fruity.
office.
Oh, yeah.
You
that's
had
awesome.
me at Twizzlers.
That's
Yes.
so cool. Has he tried it?
No, it's in the trunk of my car,
So not
but I'll be
yet.
sure to let him know.
He
how
may
it
not
is.
get it.
I want to hear what he thinks. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that's funny.
And another one of our team members, Trevor, said, like, why would you want black licorice in your thing? And I'm like, no, I think it's red because
Well, it's got. I mean, honestly,
black's
it's
kind of more like
It did
Jägermeister,
say
right?
both of those
Yeah.
are in it. I
Yeah.
feel like I taste black licorice and I taste like the red, like cherry,
Okay.
strawberry, like fresh, red Twizzler.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, it's crazy.
Red
so,
number
So
5.
this Off Hours, what they do is they have bought a bunch of barrels from MGP in Indiana, which
Yep.
is one of the biggest bourbon producers in the world,
Yeah.
really. But what their shtick is that they will produce for other brands. Shtick.
Yes.
I heard that.
With the hard they produce their bourbon for other brands. So this is just one of them. So these guys from Off Hours selected a bunch of barrels, and as they were selecting them, their thing was they wanted to get really fruity barrels. So it's all the same recipe, but the oak that the barrel's made up of is what gives a ton of the flavor. So sometimes you'll get a bunch of caramel, sometimes you get a bunch of vanilla, sometimes it's just straight oak. Sometimes the fruit comes through, So they picked fruity barrels on purpose, and my God, this one is really fruity. It's
a win, huh?
Yeah, it's fun. I don't know.
Now, where is Off Hours out of?
So it's just like a bottling.
a private label, essentially,
It's
of
bottled
a-
in Kentucky. I think it's shipped. They
Yeah.
bottle it somewhere in Kentucky. But yeah, I mean, it was made in Indiana at MGP.
So the 7-year aging is MGP's aging, not
so probably
Yeah.
2 or 3 years in
A
Indiana.
month or so of it is.
Yeah, and then they
It's
buy
tru-
it, and
truck
then they'll
aged.
age it probably
On
in
their own.
Kentucky.
Okay.
I would guess because that's where it was bottled. So
yeah.
they're not wanting to move these things around
Yeah.
more than they have to.
And did you guys go and do the whole?
No, we did that one
pick?
here.
Oh,
yeah, it
okay. You
wasn't
did
a-
it here. Interesting.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, yeah. A lot of brands actually prefer you just to do it, at your own.
Okay.
Because they just like send sample bottles
Yeah.
up, and then you pick your
Yeah.
favorite and let them know
Makes
what
sense.
you want.
And
I
next thing
like
you
to
know-
go down
Sure.
there and get
Yes.
the whole experience.
Red
bring a
carpet,
crew, bring
yeah.
10 people, and, have some fun. But
Well, and speaking of that, so you guys have a kind of a vacation rental in Bourbon
do.
Land
yeah,
that is available if somebody wants to do the trail or sample authentic stuff. How's that going?
it's going really good. We've done so many barrel picks down there that we're like, we should buy a house and rent it out, and then we'll have a house that we don't have to spend so much money on Airbnbs anymore. So yeah, it's in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, and it's going well. It's called the Stubborn German House of Bourbon.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Very original.
Yes, I know everything is named after the Stubborn German.
Yeah, that's right. That's all good.
Now, we've
Yeah.
been seeing some reviews and on Facebook that Tammy is kind enough to kind of
Yeah.
share with us. You're getting a lot of positive feedback.
Yeah.
But some of it is...
We don't post the negative feedback.
Oh, I know.
of course
I mean,
not. That never happens.
why would you?
No,
But-
we don't get any of that.
Some of what people are appreciating is the extra little details that you guys do.
Yeah.
Toilet paper.
Yes, they get only the best toilet paper.
Yes, we do give toilet paper.
I mean,
Yes.
real deal
that's
Charmin,
complimentary.
huh?
Yeah, we
Nice.
have a
Double
gift.
ply.
Yeah, double ply.
Double
It
ply.
is. Yeah, well, we don't mess
They
around.
don't
Well,
Well,
with double,
shoot,
it's
get me
a-
to Kentucky.
Yeah, let's go. Right, it's the good stuff's there.
Yeah, but you
No,
guys
we
have
do
a lot of cool. The decorations are bourbon themed.
Yeah. Probably what they're really talking about is our welcome basket,
Yes.
which has it's a small bottle of Wild Turkey 101, because Wild Turkey, the distillery, is like 3 or 4 minutes away from the house.
Yeah.
So that's the closest distillery. So we're like,
You can
we should
smell
show
it.
that off.
Yes.
You can smell the mash cooking, from the house.
Nice.
If the wind's going the right way, which is like east to west. So it doesn't happen often, but I did smell it one day.
There you go.
But and then we have the liquid IVs for help you nurse your hangover. We
Right,
got some snacks and some popcorn if you get the munchies later
Yep.
on. So
Yep.
yeah, we try to take care of everybody when they're there.
I'm sorry. You guys have IVs?
Liquid IV.
Liquid
It's just
IVs.
powder you pour in your bottle of water.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
it's-
all needle.
it's-
It's all
no,
good.
no.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we send a nurse over every morning to
That
check on
fixes
you.
the hangover, buddy.
Yeah,
Are
right.
you all okay in here?
Nothing fixes a hangover like an IV
Like
the
a-
next morning.
I'm
They
not.
have
I'll tell
that.
you what.
Have you
Yes.
seen that?
That's,
They
a,
have
that's a
that.
thing.
That is a
Really?
thing,
So,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you're hungover, you go get I think it's called a drip, right?
Yeah,
Like the-
let's-
Yeah.
25 years ago, I had a friend of mine who was a nurse in L.A., and she was telling me that Saturday mornings, all the surgeons are laid up in the beds, and they're all getting, all the ER docs, they're all getting IV'd up because it's
Wow.
erasing their evening and
Yep.
bringing them back around. It was like, wow. 'Cause
Crazy, right?
A big part of the hangover is dehydration.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's the fastest way to
Puts it right back in you, and
Juice
all of a
back
sudden,
up, yeah.
Gee
you're good to go.
whiz.
wow.
So I know one of the perks of the Stubborn German House of Bourbon is that you personally, Chris, will help plan out their bourbon trail adventure.
I will. Yeah, I will. I have. I will.
You
again.
have done that, yeah?
Yep. Yeah, that's fun. I don't know. That's the fun part for me is we send out kind of a generic blanket email to everybody as they book and say, like, if you need some help, let us know. But if you want to go through this and answer the questions,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, what kind of pace do you want to go on? Do you want to tour every distillery that you're able
Yes.
to while you're here, or do you just want to kind of go at your own
Right.
slower pace? That's all fine.
Do they,
But-
they have bourbon sprints? Anybody just want to
Yeah, well, that's what we do.
fast pace?
Yeah, that's what we do. Ours are always sprints.
In and out. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Oh yeah, we're like calling the next distillery like 5 minutes late. Hey, we're a little late. Don't start the tour.
For sure. Well, one of the reasons, outside of the personal connection and everybody being friends here, about the cross-pollination, if you will, of this
Yeah.
hybrid podcast is the VA Radio podcast is kind of intended to be a garage companion for your weekend adventures. And I would say the vast majority of people's garages do have perhaps a beer fridge.
Yep.
And,
Heck yeah.
and the only downside of that is your distribution footprint is not quite the same as every grocery store in the country yet.
No,
Yeah, anyway.
no, yet either. No. We have no desire.
But you guys do can some beer.
We can some, yeah. Yep, we do. Yep. If you or anyone that you know is in the area, swing by, and we have just about everything we make in cans. But yeah.
Chris likes it in the can.
That's right. And I bought some of your cans at Schneider's Meat Market the other day.
Yeah, we have some of Schneider's. There's we've got, I don't know, I think we're around 20 different distribution accounts.
Nice.
Most of those are just draft, like at a restaurant or bar, but there's a couple liquor stores and
That's cool.
Schneider's Meat Market. Yeah.
Right on.
Well,
So,
and so the other tie-in for our V8 listener fans is Chris is a legit mechanic, and your first professional career was as a mechanic, and you and your wife owned a repair shop.
We did, yeah.
And that's really how we met.
That's where we met, yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and for those who know some of the vehicles built at the V8 Speed and Resto Shop, if you're familiar with the reloaded Camaro, the 68 Pro Touring Big Block Camaro, I needed to get that car aligned.
I got to drive that thing.
Yeah, before it went to the SEMA show,
man.
and I brought it to Chris.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I got a ride in that a long time ago. It is awesome.
it's a great
cool
car.
Yeah.
And I think I brought it to your shop and said, "Okay, can you align this?" And you're like,
Maybe. Yes, sir.
please don't screw it up. That was my.
I think did I say, could you maybe put the old wheels back on it?
Did we do that?
I think we did.
Yeah.
Or you sent them with it or something.
Yeah,
and,
it had a brand new set of wheels and custom made Redline tires.
Well, my old school alignment machine only would do metal clamps on the rim, so I'm like, it's gonna leave a mark guaranteed. So we need to.
Yeah, we put some steel rollers on it and did that. Yeah,
Well,
I remember that.
I mean, that's great that you were cognizant of that.
Oh
And,
my God, I was not about to touch that car.
I mean,
and
there are
screw
some
it up.
shops that who aren't that careful.
Yeah.
Who would say, "Yeah,
Right.
sure, I'll do
You're
your
right.
alignment," and then just butcher your wheels up. Say,
Right.
"Sorry, bye.
Yeah, whatever.
You're aligned."
Yeah, the
Cost
shop.
$100. Yeah.
The shop that mounted those tires wasn't his, and they destroyed
Right.
the set of Redline
Yeah,
tires.
that's
because
right.
man.
They weren't paying attention. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of tie-ins, over the years, and it's always fun to kind of reconnect. So this is why, once again, being respectful of our listeners on both sides, we wanted to make sure that this wasn't completely out of context.
Right.
You
For
know,
either end.
today we're bringing on the Plastic Flamingo Blowers Association.
Oh man, that's funny. No, I'm an avid follower and listener.
I'm an
of,
avid flamingo blower. Yes.
I don't blow the avid ones,
Oh, man.
easy.
just the plastic ones.
Well, along those lines, do you guys have anything coming up for your podcast? What's coming down the pike?
We had episode 150, right?
We
This
did.
is
We
just
151.
This is
This is
151.
technically 151. Yeah.
Nice.
For us, yeah.
So we all
Congrats.
need shots. Have you got any
Miles-
Bacardi
Yeah,
on the bar?
let's get some, we'll find some. I
Not
don't
the
have
flaming
any.
Bacardi.
150.
Yeah. Who's
Well-
blowing the fire?
Interestingly, so 150 was a big announcement. Kelly was a guest, and this is where we announced the addition of Mr. Cue Ball full-time in the shop.
Yep.
And also we announced the expansion of our business to have the engine machine shop that we've kind of touched on
Yep.
here a little
Nice.
bit. But we had promised on 150 to share the weekend road trip van story.
Oh, nice.
On 151.
Right.
On
We
151,
teased that on
where
150.
I'm game. Let's
with
go.
everything went wrong.
We're going overtime today, folks.
And that guy at the bar was the guy that went with me.
There he is.
Oh my gosh, there he is.
Good time Jimmy over there.
Good
Yeah.
time, Jimmy.
So,
Good time, Jimmy.
but what I'm going to do is just please beg our listeners to tune into 152 on that one because
Nice.
it does deserve
Okay.
a little bit of meat and some time on that. 'cause
man.
that,
All
that
right.
was an
All
experience. It was an experience.
I'm
for
just
sure.
pumped because I want to hear the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot that happened. I'm just
It
about
was
fully recovered.
incredible. I mean, I wasn't really much part of it. I mean, I helped out the next day a little, but it was epic.
Well, by the time we caught up with you,
Yeah, you kind of had things
you
under
had a
control.
beer stein in your hand and you're swinging it and
Yeah.
singing songs.
Oh, we're having a
Is
great
that when
time.
he said he had 7 EPAs?
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Oh, yeah. I did have 7 EPAs. I did have 7 EPAs. And I'm on number 3 now.
Here's the third EPA. This is third Blitzkrieg EPA.
Yeah, so at that point, we were supposed to go to the
my
teasers.
gosh.
We were supposed to go to Chicago for an experience, having some breakfast and some drinks, and then the ball games on TV, and then we were going to come back. And by the time it actually happened, we finally got there. It was like 10 p.m. on Saturday, and this guy's in the bar waiting for us basically all day, swinging his EPA around
my
in
God.
the mug and singing
Just completely blitzed.
My Way or New York, New York,
Oh,
New York,
yeah.
or something. Yeah.
It was my way. New York. That was it.
Oh,
That
you
was
guys
it.
don't have
That
any
was
fun.
No, but what was so fun
The whole
about
crowd
that?
was there. Was in on it.
Wasn't that right when you gave your 2-week notice? It was like right around there. 'Cause
Yeah.
you were like released. You were
Yeah,
just like
it totally was.
you were set free.
Yep.
Oh, that was
Look
great.
out,
Yep.
world! Here
Oh
comes
my
cue ball.
gosh! I just so much compression was just released that evening.
Yeah, ready to pile on a whole bunch more. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that was cool.
so funny.
So that'll be 152 of the V8 Radio podcast if you want to subscribe to that. But I have been, because I'm part of Stubborn and I'm part of V8 Radio.
Right.
I oftentimes get in the middle of communication between Mr. Cuball
That's right.
and Mr. Chris Ron.
That's
You guys
right.
call each other out on their respective podcasts, and then you complain to me about it in the middle.
You tell that Chris Rod. He's a dirty so-and-so.
Yep, we do the friendly jabs back and forth
That's
here and
right.
there.
That's right.
Chris is
That's
on a
right.
Stairmaster over there cussing out the cue ball.
That's wrong, cue ball.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh, too funny.
It is too funny. So anyway, I appreciate everybody listening to for coming along for the ride on
For sure.
on this whole
Yeah, man.
adventure, because we just do this for fun.
Absolutely.
Well, what
Oh,
I'm sure
and we
our
are having
listeners
fun.
of both podcasts really want to know is the answer to the trivia.
Jared tying it all
of
up in the
day.
bow.
Oh, easy, Jared.
The trivial
getting ready.
German word of the day.
What are we starting with?
I have no idea.
I
German
think
word of the day?
German word of the day.
chronologically,
Let's
we'll do
do
the
that.
German word of the day first.
Mietwagen.
Mietwagen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hold on. Here we go. Mietwagen, and this is actually a submission. I know you guys do this too a little bit. Trevor does your helps you out
Yeah,
with some
he,
of the
he supplies me
trivia
sometimes.
You know what I
questions.
learned this week?
Yeah?
This guy gets trivia questions off ChatGPT.
Oh, here we go.
I do.
Some AI trivia.
Yeah, I'm like, really?
Son of a.
Every single trivia question I've ever come up with has either come from my head or a personal experience, and you're using other people and
Man.
Well, I mean, I got to
AI,
keep
BS.
up. This has been your life. This is just now my career.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Welcome aboard.
That's hilarious. All right, Meatwagon.
Wagon.
So this actually was a submission from Andrew, our brewer. He said, I have a
Oh, yeah.
good
Cool.
one. So Cue Ball said it means, did you say a lawn chair?
Lawn chair.
That's what I
lawn chair.
said, man.
I almost
yeah.
said taint,
No,
but I
that's
said lawn chair.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Jared said it means
What's the German word?
Jared said it means a coroner's truck.
Coroner's truck. Yes.
Kevin said it
Quincy.
means a party bus.
Party
car.
Party car. Same
Party
thing.
car, yeah.
Party wagon.
Meatwagon means rental car.
Ooh.
rental
Well,
car.
you can have a party in a rental car.
Yeah.
Give it to him.
I have.
Give it to him.
It's pretty close. There's no confetti, but
No,
balloons.
no confetti for half right.
Well, half
No.
point. I'll take the half point.
it's pretty good.
Okay, you get a
All
half
right,
point.
so you're
Yeah,
at
really.
3.5 points now.
Really? I'm at 3.5.
Something like that,
So
right?
2.5 at least.
2.5.
job.
Yeah.
Oh, standing.
So
I
it's
just
not
thought
lawn chair.
everybody thought Meatwagon would be the ambulance or whatever, but
well,
or the-
ambulance
That's
is
where I went with
Krakenwagen.
it.
that's Krankenwagen.
that's the Krankenwagen.
All right, well,
Okay.
we've got a whole round of automotive trivia questions to answer here. So,
Yeah, we do.
Chris,
Yep.
you start.
Okay, mine was what Pontiac model accounted for nearly a quarter of all Pontiac sales in 1984? Cue Ball says Sunbird.
Good guess.
Thank you.
Jared
That's a solid
said
guess.
Fiero.
Good guess.
Great guess.
And Kevin said Firebird. It is the Fiero.
Oh, look at
Jared
that.
gets it.
Ooh, nicely done.
Kaboom.
Yes.
And what I tell you, this is how this guy
You
thinks.
did.
Yeah.
I had to get a good
all
Fiero
got
question
us.
That's a good
in there.
one. Yeah.
Well
Yeah,
played.
yeah.
Well played.
Yeah, and that had
Credit.
been the pinnacle
Credit.
sales of Fieros.
Credit.
Right? Couldn't I mean?
Yeah.
It had to be.
Awesome.
Yeah.
A quarter? I would have never
That's
guessed.
pretty, yeah,
It was
a
a
quarter.
low-selling year for Pontiac.
Yeah,
I guess.
it was a low selling year for
Well, they had
everything
the Grand
American.
Am. They had the Grand Prix was. I mean,
They had
Well, they still had the Grand
Parisienne that
Prix,
year
the
still.
Parisienne, yeah.
and then the Ghoulie
The
The
Ghoulie.
Ghoulie, yeah.
and the Sunbird. Like
That's pretty
I
much
mean,
the
a quarter
Pontiac
of it was
citation.
Fiero. A quarter of all Pontiac buyers thought the Fiero
I
was
told
the
you,
one.
it didn't sell any
Chris was one of
It
them.
was the
So-
only other mid-engine rear-wheel drive car
My Fiero
Yeah.
caught on fire
that,
three
that an
times.
American
Oh,
car
wow.
company.
So
Well, I will
Only
say,
3
Only
times?
3 times.
a big
Well,
part
you got
of
a
that,
good one.
A big part of that
it was quality.
may be attributed to the fact that Cartoons magazine in 1984 did 2 issues on what they called the Fiero Fiero Fantasy Contest, in which youngsters like myself drew pictures of Fieros and sent them into the magazine in hopes of getting them printed.
Yep.
Did yours get printed,
no,
Kevin?
it did not.
Young
man,
Kevin, I'm
you gotta-
sorry.
You sent one in?
Mine,
gotta
I did, but
color
mine
inside
sucked
the lines.
badly. But I have the issue from 85. I'll show it to you. There's the Fiero Fantasy Contest winners, and one guy did a Fiero. Picture this: a
Was it
Fiero
on
on
fire?
a beach, and then it had this like fiberglass protrusion that went up to the 15 feet up in the air,
Like a shark fin?
like a shark's. But there was a lifeguard sitting up on top with an umbrella.
With a fire hose to put out the fire?
That one.
That was a fire road. So yeah, but
wow.
those kind of the Fieros were very exciting at that point.
Yeah.
and very popular. So, do you also know what the name Fiero? You know what that means? It really doesn't mean anything. And it was. Didn't we find out there was a French word for Fiero?
Yeah, it really does mean something,
Yeah.
but I don't remember what it was.
But the guy that named it wasn't considering that. He was just coming up with
Yeah.
some kind of theoretical
catchy
Italian
name,
word.
yeah.
He's the same guy that named the Pizza Hut medium deep dish pizza product of the time, known as the Priazzo.
Oh, wow.
Priazzo.
Priazzo.
The
So-
Priazzo Verona.
Hey.
So he just
Yeah.
takes random American things and turns them kind of Italian.
Italianizes them to a degree.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
Well, good.
Marketing genius.
Just
Yeah,
brilliant.
perfect.
Brilliant.
All right, Mr. Jared, what do you got?
Jared.
So
Oh, man, we're all going to lose
the
this one.
2024 Tacoma was recently
I'm
announced.
sure I'm right.
And they
Kevin
kind
got
of
it.
changed up the engine options this time around. But true to the Tacoma fans, they kept the manual transmission.
Ooh.
But you won't be able to get the hybrid transmission. It's a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder hybrid until
Nice.
spring.
Who got that right?
And
Well, you said CVT
the manual,
transmission.
it's a manual. That's
I
the
got
thing
half
that
right.
you
gotta
won't
have
be able
right.
to
There's my
get.
other half a point.
So
There's
you're
no
a full
CVT.
winner.
You got a full point.
You're a full winner tonight.
Yes.
Jared has
From
1
two
point.
different
right.
contests, you were one
Kevin
full
has
winner.
1 point.
That's right.
so
Close
so
enough.
it's a hybrid four-cylinder.
They got rid of the V6.
Four-
You can't even get the V6 anymore.
Wow.
And then the transmission
Wow.
is it's going to be an
You can get
automatic.
No,
an
no,
8-speed
manual.
automatic or a manual, but you won't be able to get the manual and the hybrid until
Next spring.
next year, hopefully.
I can
Very,
wait.
very interesting.
Very nice.
So that's a hybrid. That's a big truck. A hybrid four-cylinder.
Yeah.
Is it like a twin turbo or some?
Yeah,
Yeah, it has
It's
to.
Turbo
Yeah.
4 with a hybrid, yep.
Right on. Good to know.
But I'm a little bummed because they don't have the V6. I'm a big fan of the V6 in the Tacoma.
Yeah?
But, you know,
Not today.
modern technology and
no,
everything.
it
Everything's
is.
like Turbo 4 now.
What did he?
They're respectable, buddy. Good
They
drive
are.
one.
Okay.
All right,
All
Q.
right,
What do you
all
got?
right. So I asked you boys. The emblem displayed on the 53 Chevy Corvette was going to be a checkered flag crossed with an American flag.
I think this is all Chris.
Why did GM pull that out at the last minute? All right, so Chris said, because world tensions were high.
Yes.
World tensions.
Yes, that's what it was.
And that just wouldn't be proper. All right. Jared said, well,
Licensing.
Chevrolet didn't have the licensing from America to do that.
Legal got involved.
Legal got involved. Kevin
Betsy
says,
Ross's lawyer.
Yes.
Kevin says there was a shortage of blue ink.
Yes. Supply.
All
Supply chain.
just brilliant answers, fellas. I mean, round of applause all around. I mean,
However,
the actual answer is, and to be honest with you, Jared came the closest on this one.
Really?
Hey, go
So,
on.
according to the official U.S. government flag code, the American flag should not be used
as
for advertising purposes in any manner
Legal.
whatsoever.
Ding, ding,
Legal
ding.
got
You got
involved.
it. You got it.
I'm giving it to you, Jared,
You
for
got
the
it.
win.
Good
Nice
job.
work.
It's
Well
always the
played.
lawyers.
Well played.
That's two automotive.
See?
I know.
Yeah, right?
Wait, hold on.
So,
Pretty good.
who's
you
our
guys were
third
here-
guy now?
You guys were here.
Sorry, you just lost a guy.
I'm expanding.
You guys were here 2 days ago, and Kevin goes. Jared don't even know what he's
Getting
What I'm
into.
getting
What are you
myself
getting
into. I
with all
told
these
you.
automotive trivia
I
questions.
was intimidated.
and he's
I-
got two of them right. He's
Every
2 for
time I
2.
listen to the podcast, I'm like, Kevin pulls this shit out of his ass.
Yeah.
Of like, what year did the 50 blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm like,
the
how does
thing
he
is,
know?
He
this
studied.
is the international man of mystery over there.
Right.
Oh, yes, that's right.
It's not all Whitney Houston covers.
That's all.
I'm not all Whitney Houston
Well,
over
when
here.
he plays Whitney Houston, if you play it backwards, it's code. And,
Yes.
it's launching missiles somewhere. Well, right on. Great work. Good.
Well done, sir.
Love
Well
that.
done.
All right. So
Appreciate
my
it.
question to y'alls was, what is the largest car manufacturing plant in the world? And Chris
Where is
said,
it?
or
Where?
where? Yeah, where what?
Yeah.
You know, Chris
Where,
said
what,
Mexico City. And
I said
Jared
Louisville.
said Louisville, Kentucky,
Yep.
because he's thinking about bourbon, I think.
Yep.
And Cue Ball said Beijing.
China. Over by there.
China.
Yes.
China.
Well, watch we pull this one around. The correct answer is in Wolfsburg, Germany.
Really?
Oh, yeah. 70 million square foot Volkswagen plant making 3,800
Of course.
vehicles a day.
Oh,
Wow.
Every single day.
Klebenheimer.
Tomorrow we make 3,800 more.
Of course, it would be a German company.
See, learning from this guy.
Man,
Yes.
how did I not
Thematic.
see that?
Oh,
Now
man.
you
I
know,
got
now you
blindsided.
know how we feel.
I
on the
guess.
German word of the day.
Yeah. All right. All right.
It's a good question,
was-
Kevin.
That's
That
very
felt
good.
Oh, that tastes real good, doesn't it? Yes! Take that, Ron.
I do like the Beijing, though. That was kind of fun.
Beijing, yes.
Beijing over by there.
Gee whiz.
All right.
What a
Well,
mess.
hopefully you all enjoyed this episode as much as we did, because we emptied a few here in the process.
We did,
It's
for
probably
sure.
fairly obvious.
We put a dip into Chris's profits quite a bit.
That's right.
The IPA stash is
IFA
low.
is low. That Blitzkrieg sign's going to be gone after tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, it might be.
Palupa, I think.
Yeah.
So, if you enjoyed this show as much as we did, go ahead and hit the subscribe button twice. Once for the Stubborn German podcast and once for the V8 Radio podcast. And we'll try to do this again unless we get hordes of mail saying don't ever do that again. But we're going to do it anyway. You know that.
Yeah.
And for Mr. Chris Ron, Mr. Jared Chasson, and Mr. Cue Ball Clark, we close the show by saying
Rose.
so we're gonna do it all at once.
Okay.
There you go, man.
Oh, we are recording, by the way.
Are we really?
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Here we are.
Hold on. I am not ready yet.
Oh.
What are we going to talk about?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Okay.
There certainly is a lot going on, so
There are a lot of things.
something will happen.
Podcast ideas. Here we go.
Oh yeah, he's got to pull his list out.
He's got a
boy.
list
Did you
of
really go for
ideas.
ideas? Wow.
Look at
Is
all the
that-
things.
Oh, my
These
gosh.
Are all
Is that what it's like being on a podcast
ideas.
with people who do show prep?
Yeah, this guy anyway.
This guy.
And it still sounds terrible. Okay, I have my automotive trivia and my German word of the day.
Nice.
Bang bang.
Nice.
I'm
All right.
ready.
Jared, are you prepared with
I am
automotive trivia?
I'm not prepared for the automotive. You guys intimidate with the automotive trivia. Let me tell you.
Well,
Kevin pulls the stuff out of his butt.
Listen, you will be asked to leave.
Oh man! I mean, I'll answer, but it won't
horse
be
feathers.
right.